Hey there. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to build a blog post or article editor in Bubble using the modern rich text editor plugin. This is perfect for blog systems, CMS platforms, knowledge bases, documentation tools, or any app where users need to create rich structured content. Let's get started. First, we'll install the plugin. Open your Bubble application. On the left side, click on Plugins, then click Add Plugins. In the search bar, type Modern Rich Text Editor, editor.js. Then install the plugin by zeroqode. Once installed, it will appear in your plugin list. Now let's move over to the Design tab. Step 1, add the editor element to your page. On your page, drag the Modern Rich Text Editor element onto the page. This will act as your main blog or article editor. You can resize it depending on the writing experience you want users to have. For example, you might make it wider for long-form articles or smaller for compact editors. Step 2, configure the editor appearance. Now click on the editor element to open its property editor. Here, you can customize the writing experience. For example, you can change the placeholder text, you can also change the placeholder color, then configure your heading styles. For H1 through H6, you can adjust things like font size, font weight, and overall text appearance. This helps your editor match the style of your application or blog design. Step 3, enable the blocks you want users to use. Still in the property editor, you'll see different block options. These are the content tools your users can work with while writing articles. For example, you can enable header blocks, image blocks, list blocks, quote blocks, checklist blocks, and more. Simply turn on the blocks you want available inside your editor. For a blog post editor, enabling headers, images, lists, quotes, and embeds is usually a great setup. You can also enable inline tools like in formatting options. Basically, the blocks you enable here determine what users can create inside the editor. Step 4, create a Publish Blog Post button. Now on the Design tab, add a button below the editor. For example, call it Publish Blog Post. This button will save the article content. Step 5, save the editor content. Now click the button and go to the Workflow tab. Create a workflow for when the Publish Blog Post button is clicked. Then add an action like create a new thing or make changes to thing. Inside your database field, save the editor's value JSON state. This stores the full structured article content. This makes it easy to later display the article exactly as it was written. Step 6, display the blog post properly on a preview page. Now let's display the blog content properly for users. What we'll do is add another modern rich text editor element to the page where users will preview the blog post. This second editor will act as the blog viewer. In the editor properties, go to initial data JSON, then reference the blog post content from your database. For example, search for blog posts editor, JSON content. This allows the editor to render the exact structure that was originally created when including headers, paragraphs, images, lists, and formatting. Now this part is very important. The blocks you want users to see must still be enabled inside the preview editor settings, so make sure blocks like header, block image, block list, block quote, block, and paragraph block are still turned on. If these blocks are disabled, the content will not render properly on the preview page. For example, if header block is disabled, H1 and H2 titles may not display correctly. If image block is disabled, images inside the article may not appear. So the preview editor still needs access to those blocks in order to render the saved content correctly. Step 7, enable read-only mode. Since this editor is only for displaying content, we don't want users editing the article, so enable read-only mode. This allows the editor to display the article beautifully while preventing users from modifying the content. Now let's preview the app. Create a blog post using the first editor, add headings, paragraphs, images, lists, and other content blocks. Then click Publish Blog Post. Now open the preview page. You'll see the article rendered properly with all formatting preserved, while the editor remains in read-only mode for users. And that's it. You now have a fully functional, rich text blog editor and blog preview system inside your Bubble application using the modern, rich text editor plugin. This creates a much more modern and professional writing experience for your users. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out via the chatbot on the ZeroCode website or by email at support@zerocode.com.